Find Freyja is not affiliated in any way with OkCupid or any other dating service. It is intended solely for critique and satire. If you find real wisdom or advice here, well, that's just a coincidence, baby. And now, it's time to get cozy.
I feel the skin that separates us start to fade, and when I lie on top of you.
Happy Freyja's Day!
And welcome to Find Freyja, the podcast that turns online dating into a role-playing game. I'm Mark.
And I'm Natasha.
And what we do here is we've created a character on OkCupid, and we've made her this cool free spirit man. And we utilize her character, her persona, to answer the questions that OkCupid makes you fill out to get better matches.
And also we answer people's messages, and we look at our top matches and just go on tangents every once in a while.
It's the whole online dating experience, so you don't have to do it.
So who's our audience then?
People who have tried it and failed, maybe.
Are we like actually giving a guide on how to online date?
We're kind of, if you think about it. I mean, we do say things
way.
like don't put this in your profile, don't, like the people we had last week, don't tell people, like, I'm totally not gonna murder you.
Oh, that was really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, don't tell someone you're not gonna murder them and then murder them.
Yeah, that's just rude. So, we're going to start with the messages we've received in the past week.
The message.
No, there are several.
Oh, there are several?
Yeah.
Fine.
And
I was going to say, that'd be really weird if we only got one message.
no, I've made a conscious decision to get rid of all the quick little hey messages or what's up or DTF. Because, those don't really... They're not really worth our time. I don't think they're worth anyone's time. They're not good approaches on online dating sites.
No. Don't do it. So the first one is, hello, nice to meet you. Blank here, visiting blank. Hope to make new friends. Good luck.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah, we haven't met.
We haven't met.
Good luck on your quest to find new friends.
Mm-hmm. Hi, smiley face. I'm looking for a sympathetic girl.
That's a very vague way to start a message. Is that implying that you've done something wrong or
you want sympathy?
Yeah, are you looking for a priest? Maybe a nun?
I would suggest a priest.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can fulfill all your needs. I'm sorry. I respect faith.
I had a date once at my apartment, and the girl wouldn't leave.
Okay, so what happened then? That's only one part of the story.
Yeah, that's
we asked for an entire story, and you only give us one sentence?
That's a log line.
Sir or madame, get out. You've done it wrong.
In a world of online dating, one man has a date at his apartment, and the girl doesn't leave.
Yeah, see, that's the beginning of commercial or a trailer. That's what they're called. They're called trailers.
Yeah.
And so there's an action scene in there and an explosion and two people die.
And then it cuts to black and you hear, and then the title appears with an orchestral swell.
Yeah, it's called One Girl, Two Angry Guys.
And then you hear,
and she wouldn't leave. Coming out 2000 never. Hey there. Would you consider a young man like me to have some fun with or join in on a threesome with me and my lady friend?
It's direct.
That is very direct. It's also not a story, which is what we asked for.
Kudos to you for getting it where you can.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you want, I suppose.
You're blunt, you're honest.
Yeah.
Not gonna message you back, though. Because we will not consider that.
We want good stories. What?
No news from you. I had a good feeling. This must have been somebody that contacted us before.
Oh, and we deleted.
And we didn't respond because I don't know what the first message was, but we could probably find out by listening back through our previous episodes. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that it's not something like oh bitch, you can't even respond to me. Like,
actually, I would have been glad if we got that, because then we could talk about that and it'd be great. So I'm just waiting for that moment.
Hey, hope you were having a good day. Just wanted to say hello. Hi.
Thanks. Hope you're having a good day too, wherever you are. Dear listener.
You know, we're getting a lot of guys in their 40s looking for a girl in their 20s.
Well, that's what I was aiming for, and I got it. Well, I mean, you're not in your 40s.
Not
but...
in my 40s. I'm not that much older
no,
than you.
I know.
One with nature and questioning. Interesting. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So that's more of a comment than a...
How I'm trying to, like, go about this is, like, if people approach me in real life with these comments, like, how would I react? And that would be a hard, like... Alright,
our next one. She was a total babe. Passed every test, including the one where I asked for a selfie with a hand gesture. I arrived at the airport and scanned the area. Where was this dark-haired beauty who had flown all the way from Texas to meet me for a weekend of fun in the sun on a Florida tropical island? Where are you? I texted. Right here, on the left, quote, came the reply. Yet the dark-haired babe I'd seen online and in pics sent by text was nowhere around. The only person sitting on a bench to the left, oh my god. A dark-haired woman large enough to affect the rotation of the earth itself was eagerly waving at my vehicle and I. Airport horror.
That's really mean.
Fuck you, dude. You seem like a shallow dick.
You're an asshole.
And he's 57 and, like, you know, he's more enemy than match. I wonder why.
That's a shit thing to say.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like, I don't understand why these guys think that, you know, they can impress a person by painting themselves in a negative light.
Yeah. No,
it's such a weird thing to introduce yourself
Well,
with.
It's assuming that you share those values.
Right.
And it's like, no.
I mean, is this guy actually expecting women to say, like, haha, no fatties, right?
You know, it's a good question, because there probably are women who, I mean, there are obviously women who fat shame, like, completely and are just as bad as anyone else. So it's...
Yeah, but a good majority of them actually, like, you know, at least pretend that guys who do it
are not, yeah. So, I mean, it's possible, but that's still just a strange way to... I mean, it says a lot about this person that they think their story or themselves are so great.
Well, you know, he can take a trip to a private island in Florida.
Okay.
Looked like a businessman type. So.
Yeah.
Not interested.
Hello, smiley face, exclamation mark. You need a dating story? One day I set a date with a girl at her home. When I step inside the house, she told me she tired and all this shit, LOL. So, LOL.
Laughing out loud.
So, okay, I asked her if she need a massage. She said, okay. Now, we go in the bedroom.
So many ellipses.
I'm trying to read dramatically, thank you. She fall down on the bed. I start my job. She just take off all her clothes. After a moment, start kiss her and kiss the tits, and I come down, start to eat her pussy.
No, start eat her pussy.
Start eat her pussy. She scream, LOLLL. after a bit of time, I pull out my dick, put a rubber on it, and start gently put my cock between
Wow,
her
man.
pussy lips.
You're
Go up and down. She loved it, but when I came...
hard-eyed smiley.
Hard-eyed smiley face. When I came to put it inside, she started to come mad at me. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
WTF, it's
happened. The party finished right there. I never know what's happened this night, and I never see her after. I just understand because I have a good size. So I go back home and finish with myself, crying emoticon, laughing times 4. Awkward moment. Caps. LOLLLL.
Laughing out loud, loud.
Now your turn. Tell me a date story too. Wink face. That sounds a little rapey.
Yeah, well, also just, like, why would you, like, so graphically describe your sexual encounters with somebody to somebody that you haven't met?
I think that, also, that's not a real profile picture.
I mean, it might be, but it's highly photoshopped. Like, that might be his face, but he's, like, photoshopped into, like, into, like, a tiny car, which is really weird looking.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say, like, don't...
He's also got, without revealing too much, he's got 69 in his username, so... I think between this and the message, not to be too judgy, but I can kind of judge what this guy's like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this whole story is just, like... It's like, the worst erotica ever. It's like, this is how...
I kind of just want to respond to gross.
Oh, man.
But that would take effort that I don't think he deserves. Hola! Smiley face. I just read your profile and I think it's interesting. Would you like to go for a drink? 2 question marks. Coffee? Coffee.
Coffee.
No.
No, I know.
2 question marks. Talk about aliens, robots, you know, usual stuff. Smiley face.
It would have got my attention if that was cafefe instead of coffee. It would have been like, you're on. But,
I don't know if you did read my profile and think it was interesting.
no.
Speaking of which, one of these days I think we need to beef up our profile a little bit with, just make it a little wordier. Not like the book length that some people do, but, you know, just to have a bit more substance.
Right.
But that can be another episode.
Another time, another day. I don't know why I'm singing.
Summer is here. How do you enjoy it?
I like my summer like I like my cars. Interpret that one.
Go on, finish that thought.
No, it's okay.
Finish that analogy.
I'm fine. I don't need to finish that one. I'm good. Thanks.
I just think how do you enjoy it is a different question than how are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Like, how do you enjoy it?
Or like, how do you enjoy it?
How do you enjoy summer? I don't understand.
Is he like goth?
Or an alien?
Alien?
We don't have summers
Summer.
on my planet.
I am person. I want to know how you enjoy summer.
Oh, and I checked out the radio interview from our maker friend that we made on here. And it is in French, and we are unfortunately not completely fluent, so couldn't understand much of it, unfortunately. But I did, if you're listening, we did follow you on from our Facebook page. So
At least someone did in
yeah.
this room.
We're bad at social media.
Hint, there's
I'm sorry.
only 2 people in this room right now.
Yeah, but I checked out the website and very cool stuff. I think your organization is quite interesting, and I would like to see you when you come back.
I'll take your word for it, because I've been really busy, apparently.
Yeah, you have. Final presentation from Master.
I'm finishing my degree, guys.
Yeah.
I'm smarty pants.
You are a smarty pants. Your pants are smart.
I barely
You
wear
have to wear a
pants,
special pair of pants in order to be smart.
But I hate pants.
Who doesn't, though?
Who doesn't hate pants?
Yeah.
That should be a question on here, because I legitimately want to talk about this. Like, I have an opinion on pants.
Yeah. Pants suck.
Pants are the worst. Jeans are the worst. Were those all our messages?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool beans. Now
So-
it's on to questions.
Yeah. And would you like to start us off?
No.
Fine, I'll do it.
No, it's okay. I got it. I got this. Overall, has capitalism made the world a better place? Yes or no?
I would say no.
Yeah.
It's fueled, global greed and kind of just made corporations the things in power.
Yeah.
And, if everyone's... it kind of just promotes the whole idea of, like, fuck you, got mine. And, I'm only doing this because it makes me money. And I don't really think that's a great way to live.
Well, if I remember my history correctly, it kind of started as, like, a productivity thing. So at its roots, it has, like, efficiency and a drive for success.
Right, but I mean, just like communism, capitalism works on paper until shitty people take control of it.
Yeah.
And, want more power or more of whatever it has to offer.
I think when you just look at the countries that are more socialist or endorse other values, like, they tend to
I like what
treat
Denmark's
their
doing.
people better. Denmark just fucking does it right. Jesus Christ, like Denmark.
Yeah.
They're just like doing it
Sweden's
right.
doing a lot of stuff right. Germany's
It's
doing a lot of
usually
stuff
when
right.
you look at like countries that are like their citizens are like happy and like their well-being is good and their health is good. It's like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Finland.
What is it? I think it's actually
Switzerland,
like
I think.
Latvia's doing really well.
Yeah, no, there's some other countries that you don't usually hear about doing really well, but they all kind of endorse like a socialist perspective, even though countries like Sweden have kind of adopted like a mix of socialism and whatchamacallit, capitalism.
I'm just looking up. There's a World Happiness Report that apparently Norway is the happiest country this year,
This changes every year.
followed by Denmark, Iceland, and
Switzerland.
Switzerland. So they're all quite
Canada
happy.
is apparently quite high as well. So I don't know. I mean, like, I would kind of contest that, but we're definitely happier than our next door neighbor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't get into this like happiness thing because there are a lot of problems with how you're defining
Oh
happiness.
yeah. I mean, there are tons of factors with that, but I just know that it's Estonia, I think, that has a really high level of just like happiness in surveys and things like that. They also have a lot of great stuff, and apparently like one of the fastest internet services in the world.
Well, and yeah, I mean, Finland has like internet listed as an essential for everyone. Like, everyone has a right to
it's
internet.
considered a human right.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be getting that too.
Yeah.
In Canada.
At some point.
They're putting in like you'll be able to get basic free internet pretty much everywhere, I think.
Yeah, well, anyway, I think the more the government, at least in our country, the more the government focuses on, like, socialist principles like healthcare for everyone and free education, like, the better people do, like, the more productive they are, the happier they are. So, like, taking a socialist view, like, I don't know why people are so against it, because, like, it works out for everyone when you really do the math. Because people always make this argument that, like, oh, it's higher taxes, and it's like, in Canada, we pay, like, very little extra than the States do in income taxes, and yet we get so many more benefits.
Yeah,
And
and
people
a
don't
lot
get
of it goes
that.
to infrastructure and education and things like that, which is really what we need.
Like our
And I
government.
think, a good portion less goes to the military,
Yeah.
which I think is a big issue in the States.
Like our post-secondary isn't free, but it's government subsidized, so you pay like a quarter of the cost that you would in the States where it's not free at all. Fuck capitalism is kind of my
and you know,
perspective on this.
we get our health care.
Yeah.
And
Most of it anyway.
and
don't get everything.
I'm also wondering is we were speaking of the internet issue, is I'm wondering how turning over net neutrality in the States is going to affect our economy, because if we don't have that, like if we still have net neutrality in Canada and the US doesn't, I wonder if that's going to drastically affect our economy, because everything's online now. So I'm wondering if we're about to see like a major surge in the Canadian dollar.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
I really want to shop at Trader Joe's. We're very close to the border, and we'd like to do that.
And there is a Trader Joe's shortly across the border.
Yeah, like at less than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is a chain that unfortunately hasn't come here for some reason.
We have Pirate Joe's.
Yeah. But I wonder
That's an
what the
interesting
prices
situation.
are.
Also,
comparatively.
they've been trying to shut that guy down for a while.
Yeah,
That's neither here nor there. But what would Freyja say?
She would say no. Like,
Yeah.
that would be a hard
That's
no
a hard
for her.
no for her.
Yeah, she...
Also, because I think she benefits a lot from free healthcare.
Yeah, yeah. And I think she fancies herself as a bit of a socialist.
Yeah.
But, like, in sort of a kind of, like, cool hippie sort of way, man.
In like oh, I care, but I don't really do anything about it.
And I think she'll probably only accept no for this.
Yeah.
And I think it's somewhat important. I don't know if it's very important to her.
Somewhat.
Would you like to receive pain during sex?
Like a waiter comes up to you and is like, "Sir, madame, your pain
Would you
is
like
here."
to receive pain? Yes, lots and lots. Yes, some. No. There's a wider spectrum than those answers, I think.
I believe so, yes.
Um,
It'd be funny if it was yes or no, though.
but I mean, you know, we've talked about BDSM and being kink positive on this show, and, you know, whatever floats your boat.
As long as it's consensual.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like, I have an issue with, there's a certain subset of people who can, and it's usually men, who can kind of, like, only get off on seeing women being, like, heavily abused. And I kind of wonder what the psychological ramifications are for that.
Well, this is an interesting topic because if you're talking about people who are in relationships and the man, I mean, you know, it's kind of a sadistic thing is like their kink, and like the women, like there are people who actually provide professional kidnapping services and like torture people because that's their fetish. And like, that's fine if everyone's like agreeing to that. So I don't have a problem with it as long as people are educated about it and agree to it. And if you're in like a fetish community proper, like that's the how you have to be. Otherwise you get kicked out.
Well, that's my issue, is the being educated about it. I don't think a lot of people are, and I know that a lot of people seek out abuse porn on porn
I was
websites.
just gonna say, if you are seeking out abuse porn just because you're like, fuck, I love seeing women like being
getting their
fucking
asses kicked,
yeah, then that's kind of fucked up. But
Yeah.
like if you're in a relationship where you like
at least take a step back and evaluate that if that's your thing.
yeah,
know?
like know where it's coming from, if it's just like a sexual fancy or if you're really kind of just abusing women even through that internet connection.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think people realize that when you are watching that kind of porn, like that is not necessarily consensual. Like there's a lot of issues there, and you by proxy are committing abuse, whether you believe that or not.
Right,
When you
and-
watch that stuff.
And I mean, the people in that industry, you know, do it because it's good money or, you know, it's just like something that they think they can handle. But I've watched some documentaries about the industry and about subjects like that, and there's really a lot going on behind the curtain that is really not cool.
I would recommend for people who are interested in that kind of stuff, like there are organizations that you can kind of be connected with. They're a little bit underground because of said
The
topics.
subject matter, yeah.
But like I think there's a place in like San Francisco. I think it's called the Kink Castle. But they have stuff like that, and it's like you can go in and like talk to people and like see behind the scenes and like know that what you're like watching or being involved with is fine. Like if you go to dungeons to do like stuff there, like those are more or better ways to kind of get involved into that aspect if that's something that you're exploring or want to be involved with. This is one thing where I'd say like don't go on the internet to look for this. Like be an active member of your community here and like make sure that someone can check you out to know whether like you're there for the right reason.
Right.
This is one thing I think the internet has kind of fucked up immensely. So
Yeah. Like the education side of
of
accessing like kink and porn and stuff like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong with kink and porn, but it's gone wrong because of the internet.
Right. Because
and,
of these like insular communities who just kind of reinforce each other.
And then it's like, well, you get shit stuff like on the dark web where like there are young women who are like kidnapped.
Oh, yeah,
and like tortured and like
sex trafficking is a massive problem.
Yeah, and that's why I say if that's your jam, like go to somewhere that's reputable and like find out where they get their stuff or what they do and like how they're involved, and not just like shit on the internet, because like a lot of the time that shit comes from a bad place.
Yeah.
And you don't want to contribute to that.
Especially like the amateur stuff, because there's a huge market for that, and you know, the professional stuff, generally these companies want to cover their asses because they are like
they're liable.
They're legitimate like film businesses.
Yeah.
They just happen to deal in pornography. But the amateur stuff you really gotta kind of keep an eye on and look into.
Yeah, the stuff that looks like it has low production value. Get involved through like there are tons of local organizations to really like get into kink from, so just do that. Don't go and there are also online communities as well to kind of like use as a stepping stone. I forget which one I know of right off the top of my head, but they do exist. There's like a Facebook for like people who are kink positive. So yeah, I think Freyja has no problem with any answer here, but I think her answer, I'm gonna say no.
yeah, I don't picture her being into that.
No, I don't either.
And I think we can explain, like, if you're into that, cool, but I'm not.
Yeah. Because I can see her, like, dancing naked under the moonlight and, like, fornicating, but not, like, attached to, like, like a bed with, like, leather restraints or,
Right.
like, rope or anything like that.
And in the meantime, we've gotten a new message. In terms of horror dating stories, nothing can beat the girl that stank real bad. You should really be able to smell people on their profile. Wink. Do you want to smell me?
Do you want to smell us both?
Oh, yeah.
I do it way better than you do.
You do. Thank you for that ASMR experience. You've thoroughly disturbed our listeners now.
Or turn them on.
Do you want that? Do you really want that?
If it pays, I'll take it. No, I'm kind of kidding. I don't know. I'll consider it.
Oh yeah, speaking of that,
Of ASMR?
no, speaking of making money off of it, we did actually receive permission from Columbia Records to use our intro song on YouTube as long as we don't monetize it. and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
yeah. I think Elektra Records may not be so
I don't.
kind,
Yeah.
but it is.
We knew that.
It is, it is only a tiny snippet at the end, so I think our longer snippet was what got flagged. But the one that's like 10 seconds, I think they've ignored, because that was the longer one was the only video that they put a notice on.
Yeah.
So.
True facts.
So apparently we can kind of use this stuff as long as we don't make people pay for it. And if we ever do start at that, we will
Change our song.
change our theme songs. So
Or ask Reznor and Company for rights.
I mean, good luck with that, but
You never know.
yeah, you never know.
I like to believe that there's a world where, like, him and his family listen to this podcast. I mean, not him and his family, because, like, their kids are probably, like, way too young for this, but, like, maybe him and his wife are like, these guys really know their stuff.
But I mean, we could, we have ideas for our next podcast project, and we've settled on a couple songs for that we could potentially get the rights
I think
for.
we could probably get the rights for both. But anyway, let's answer the next question, which is it possible for your partner to reveal too much information? Yes, I prefer a little bit of mystery. Maybe I want to know all the important stuff. Or no, I want to know everything.
That's interesting. Like, how soon? How soon are you talking about? Because there is such a thing, I think, as too much information up front.
Okay, I'm gonna take this version of the question. Your partner.
Right.
Establishing you're already in a partnership with
Right,
someone.
okay.
So
No, that's important context for this, yeah.
So how then, if you are like, we are partners now and like this is what we do, this is our jam, then what's your answer?
I don't see why you wouldn't want to know everything if you're going to be in a life partnership with somebody. Like, I mean, I don't have to know every detail of everything you've ever done in your life, but I expect you to be honest with me. And,
Do you want me
and
to
be...
like write you a novel of like chapter 1, year 1?
No, I just mean like, if you're forthcoming and, have no real reservations about telling me things that you've done in your life, I'm cool with that. But I want that stuff to come out organically. I don't want it to just be like massive info dump.
Which we used to do?
We did. That was before we were together, though. That was when we were just establishing a friendship. And that was, that was like a year and a half. Over a year and a half, we had just kind of started talking about our lives and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't need you to just, like... be like, hey, I have all these things to tell you. Hold on, we need to sit down right now and I'm going to tell you everything about my life. Okay, go, start. I was born on...
Let me start from the beginning.
I mean, like, I'd enjoy it because it would degrade really quickly into you doing something very strange, but, like, yeah,
Well,
I don't know what you
imagine
said.
how long that conversation would be.
Like, it'd be way longer for you than it would for me, but, so I guess we better get cracking on that.
Well, I think long portions of that would be very boring, and there'd be stuff that I can't remember either, so...
Yeah, well, obviously you can't remember every second of your life. What if you could? How exhausting would that be?
Oh, man. Well, I had this thought when I was downtown a few weeks ago, where kind of thought, like, if you had perfect photographic memory...
Yeah.
And you could just recognize any face that you saw, that would be really weird, because you'd really have to kind of struggle to remember, which of these people, who I'm sure you've seen multiple times in your life, you actually know and you don't know. Because you'd see the same kind of groups of strangers a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, especially if you do transit on the same route at the same time every day, you would see people and you'd be like, oh, I recognize all these people. But you don't actually know them, and I think that would be a really weird feeling.
I don't know, because since I'm the one who commutes the most on the bus, like, I see people who take the same bus that I do, like, then it's weird. The only thing weird about it is that we don't talk to each other. We have acknowledged, it's like you see that look in their eyes where they're like, I know you take this bus at the same time, like I do.
But like say you see them in public elsewhere, and then you're like, oh, I know that person. Wait, no, I don't.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
recognize
it's
them. I think, what do you think Freyja says here? Maybe I want to know all the important stuff.
I don't know. I think she likes a bit of mystery. Because I feel like that's her.
Because she's
like that.
She's a little deliberately mysterious, I think. And
she thinks she's cool and hip.
Does she care about what other people say?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Would you consider dating someone whose religion or spirituality is the primary focus in their life?
Like, are they a nun or a priest or a rabbi or what have you? Is that what this question is asking?
The primary focus. I don't know. You can have super religious people who have that as the primary focus in their life without having them be like a member of a religious organization.
Okay, but wouldn't, like, if we're saying primary, like, my primary focus is like work. So, like, do they just meditate? Like, a monk? Like, is this, like, who's this person in this question? Because, like, how do you focus? How is spirituality your main focus?
Well, I mean, like, I had an ex who got really religious part way into our relationship, and it kind of...
was it just, like, infused in everything that they do?
Yeah, and it was, like, she was very active in the church community, and also, I think she mentioned once that our relationship would always be secondary to her relationship with God, and I was kind of like, kind of out at that point. And, not my jam. And she wouldn't directly try to convert me, but wanted me to be active, like, in her community. And they were very nice people. Like, I went to dinners and stuff at churches, but... there
very much not
like,
your jam,
well, if you have more questions, you can come here on Sundays. Or are we gonna see you here for service? And I'm just like, nah, nope. And if I had, it wouldn't be like a Baptist church, which is what that was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, but you'd get to wear the white robe and be like temporarily drowned. I
actually witnessed one of those ceremonies.
Really?
Yeah. I saw full immersion baptism. It was wild.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I've never been to church. Don't think I'll ever. I think if I stepped through the doors, everything would just be set aflame.
I think other than weddings and funerals and things like that, I've occasionally gone to Christmas Eve Mass with my family just to kind of humor them, because my mother's side of the family is, they grew up Roman Catholic, but it does nothing for me. And if that's your thing, okay. I just, I don't want anyone to try to force it on me, or, if you want to have a conversation about it, I'm glad to do that. But there's no world in which I'm gonna, like, actively participate or be really passionate about it.
Okay, but say, for example, if I really wanted to, like, take to Satanism, would you, like, join me in my practice?
Probably not, because it's still like a spirituality and it's a religion.
Yeah, but it'd be much more fun than a lot of other
I'd probably
ones.
go to services just to see what it's all about, but I don't think I'd be I don't think I'd ever be super into it, like, as a way of life.
You don't know until you try.
I just don't have that drive in me. I don't have that spiritual drive. I prefer to kind of consider that, like, we really don't know what we're dealing with. We really don't know what's real. And
science.
Yeah. Well, just like, even science is an incomplete thing.
Well, it always will be.
And it always will be. So I'm open to possibility, but I also don't think that we can know. So I kind of just don't even debate it with myself.
I think Freyja would consider someone, though.
Yeah,
because she's very spiritual.
Oh yeah, she's she goes to her moon circles.
And I think as far as, like, dating someone, like, if she is going out with someone, I think she would prefer someone to be spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So let's let's do a yes on this, but say it's only a little important.
Yeah. And do we want to qualify that by saying, like, spirituality?
Not
Not
religion?
necessarily religion?
What is the difference?
I don't think she's part of an organized religion.
No.
She's just
I think
spiritual
she
now.
thinks well, I mean, like, she's part of an
She just,
organization for
She
sure.
just likes those, like, energies and stuff.
She
man.
goes to, like, the traveling. I just
I don't know
kind
why I
of...
picture her, like, calling people man a lot.
I think... No, I don't know. Because I'm not seeing that. So you might want to unchannel that energy. But...
Hey, she's both of us.
That's an interesting thing to digest.
Alright, so we don't need to...
Now we're a grotesque monster.
Mm.
We're Freyja!
We are
Freyja!
Man.
No!
Yes,
No! Oh man, if it ever happens one day that we're in like a chemical spill and like we merge as people, it would just be like fantastic. I don't know how we'd fuck, but I'm sure we'd find a way.
I mean, like, technically, wouldn't we always be doing that?
Always be... Always
if we
be-
were one being,
We'd
merged
always...
into one being.
Well, I guess that depends where our genitalia ends up.
We could love ourselves with our genitals.
Whenever.
Do you have any tattoos? I have one or more big tattoos. I have one or more little tattoos. I have no tattoos. I personally do not. I've thought about it. I've just never really seen a design that I want on me permanently, so it's kind of just been like I want it to mean something to me if I ever get one. And you have several.
I have more than several.
Which-
Several implies only a few, and I have 6.
Yeah, which you've
I've drawn
designed,
myself.
and drawn yourself, which I think is interesting because each of those things mean something to you.
They do.
Not saying every tattoo has to be profoundly meaningful. I mean, plenty of people just get like joke tattoos or references to
aesthetically
something.
pleasing or like whatever.
Like you gotta figure someone who was like really into Limp Bizkit
Probably
has one and regrets it now.
or doesn't or defends
Or doesn't. They're still good, man.
and they're like,
But they changed their logo. Now I have to get a new one.
oh, did they?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh man. Oh, how many people were upset with that? Lord.
Do you think Freyja has tattoos?
Oh yeah, she has tattoos. I'd say small ones though.
She has... Does she have Just Breathe on her ribs?
Weren't we talking about this the other night and it said just breath?
Just breath. I suppose she could always get the E added to it
Yeah.
later. Yeah, she probably has a couple small ones. Do we want to determine here for her answer what she has? Or do we
No.
not want to reveal that? Yeah, mystery. Right? You'll have to find them, winky face. No. I don't think we want to invite that.
Nope.
She'll accept any. I don't think it's that important.
I don't either.
Do you litter? Often, rarely, never. I know Freyja never does.
No, she cares,
she
about,
cares
the
about the
planet.
environment,
Yeah. Nor do we.
No, we have a very kind of, I would say, a robust recycling system.
Yeah, we
and
drive all our
composting.
stuff to... We throw out the garbage like once every couple months, I think.
Yeah, no, like, it goes out twice a month. I think we usually have, we miss some, so I think we take it out, like, maybe half the time that the garbage truck comes, but garbage only comes to pick up once every 2 weeks here, so.
Well, we recycle everything that can be like possibly recycled, and we
Yeah.
drive it to our local depot and we take care of it so nothing goes to waste.
Yeah, and it only takes, it's a quick drive. If you do it in the middle of the day and there's slow traffic.
Yeah.
It takes a couple minutes to put them all into the bins, and sorting has really just become second nature to us now because we have bags and bins for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's no trouble. And
Look up where your local sorting station is
Yeah.
and start recycling things, because throwing shit out goes into a landfill and we're running out of space.
I know that a lot of people probably don't have access to that, though.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But I think
a
most
lot of
major
people,
cities
most
will.
major cities will, or like I think you can actually get services that might like pick up for you, or
Yeah.
like you can walk somewhere close and they can transfer it for you.
But I mean, like, it's everything, you know. I mean, we can compost cardboard. We
Yeah.
can. They recycle white and colored styrofoam.
Like, I mean, like, I'm speaking
Soft
in like
plastic,
a
hard
Canadian
plastic.
context. Like
Yeah.
in BC, we have programs. Like, there's kind of no
Right.
excuse. I know when I was living in California, it was a different story. Like, there were not facilities nearby, so it kind of depends on your infrastructure, and also like, can you drive somewhere, or like, are you willing to take a bus to like bring all these boxes down?
Yeah,
Uh,
and nowadays
have
it's
time to
just
do
I'm
that?
so used to it now that that it's weird to me to visit a place or be in a place where they don't have those standards, and like I'll be throwing away a plastic bottle and I'll be like, I know that I'm
Feels
not
so
supposed to do
wrong.
that, but it's in the trash because that's all they have here.
Yeah, I know. I always, like, in places when I'm around, just walking around the city, like, if I can't find, like, a recycling thing, I'll just keep it with me until I get home.
Yeah, I usually do that too, like plastic
Plastic
coffee cups.
stuffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or any kind of wrapping that I know it can be recycled.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think she'll only accept never. And this is, like, very important, because, yo.
Would you be willing to date someone who plays video games almost every day for at least 2 hours? Yes, I'd be playing with them. Yes, but I would not play that much. Yes, but I don't like video games. Or no. We are both gamers,
Yep.
and we probably do exactly that.
I know I'd be playing with you if we had more couch co-op games.
Yeah.
Or if I had a not Mac. That would be helpful as well.
Yeah.
That kind of limits my options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we play a lot.
Like, you
Which
play an
one?
MMO, and
I haven't lately. I
yeah,
miss my Elder Scrolls.
there's probably a lot of dissonance in this question on this site, just because there are people who would not tolerate that, or there are gamers looking for gamers, and then you can mark it as important.
I always forget that people don't like that.
Yeah.
Because it's always been like, oh, I've always played video games.
Well, I mean, I think the stigma of
there is a weird stigma about like gamers.
it's less nowadays though, because it's become so mainstream. Like
They're
pretty
video
much
games for
everyone I know
everything.
has some kind of console in their
Yeah.
house, at least. So yeah, I think there are people who just don't have time for that, or who aren't interested in it and never have been. And I have always kind of sought out other gamers. I don't
Was
think
that
there's necessarily
something-
wrong with anyone who doesn't.
No. I mean, like, to each their own.
Right.
I'd be a little disappointed if you didn't like games. It would feel weird to me.
Mhm.
I'd be like, I'm gonna go play, like, this MMO for a while, and if you were like,
It's like,
why?
oh, that's a waste of time.
I'd be like, get out. Don't you tell me I can't be a sassy orc. I don't remember if this is something we bonded over early on.
We talked about it.
Did we? I don't remember.
You had a Wii when we met, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
No, we talked about Skyrim.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise I think it was just kind of like just a thing we did.
Yeah, just like oh, you're playing a video game. Cool. What game are you playing?
Yeah, and I have a whole group. I'm one of 8 people who gets together on Discord chat every Tuesday, and it's people that I was friends with from back home when I lived on the East Coast, and that's our way of keeping in touch, as we play video games together, and that's become more of like a bonding thing than anything else, because there are people who I knew a little bit less in that group who I'm now very good friends with because we play together every week.
And no one will play the Elder Scrolls with me. I'm so alone. Nobody loves me. I have to quest by myself and use Group Finder.
Yeah, but you stop that. But you can, you can solo most of that game though, can't you?
Yeah.
A good portion of it.
A good portion of it, yes. There's some things that you have to group up for, like, many things, but, like, you can find a group pretty easily if you're a tank, or a healer, not so much DPS.
Here's a question. Would you date a pro gamer?
No. Not someone who's just, like, that is their life. Like, we need a little bit more variety
I
in
don't
here.
understand the popularity of esports. That's my old man gamer kind of thing. That
Yeah.
I've earned enough years with that.
That's also my old man gamer thing, and I don't know if I have enough
I
years
just,
for that, but I'm claiming it.
I don't understand why watching like a whole league is a fascination for people, but I also don't really enjoy sports anyway, so it's just not my thing.
Unless people die, then that's okay. But yeah,
So you'll watch blood sports.
hell yeah, go back to Roman times. Let's
Right?
get them gladiators out.
Yeah.
I don't think Freyja would care. I don't think.
Do you think she? I bet she has like a handheld. She probably has like a 3DS or something.
No way. Nope.
Just to kill time.
Nope.
No.
No, she meditates to kill time. Or thinks she does at least. I'd say like.
I bet she plays Animal Crossing.
I'd say yes. No. I say yes, but I would not play that much.
Yeah.
I can see her being fine with the concept of video games, but like not actively being involved in them.
Mm-hmm. And she's probably played but doesn't care if she wins. Just kind of like that. Oh yeah, we're doing a thing together.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll care about the answer.
No. Communism, in concept, good. Bad, same as capitalism, no idea / this question doesn't interest me. I don't
If this question doesn't interest you, wouldn't you just like skip it?
Yeah.
That's a weird way to phrase it.
I don't want to talk about this again.
Yeah, we kind of just went into this whole tangent about that. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's the same as capitalism.
No, it's not. Well, it's literally not the same as capitalism.
No, I mean as far as how you feel about it. I think in concept it's good, but in practice not so much.
It hasn't worked out so well for many people. It's worked out
I
great
think,
for a few people.
Yeah, I think she's gonna say good. I think she'll accept any answer.
Yeah.
But I think maybe she could say in practice not so much.
True that. But again, it's worked really well for a few people. Think about that.
I mean, has it in the long run, though?
Depends what you call the long run.
Well, I mean, look at countries who have been, communist. Like, most of them have dissolved or...
China's doing great.
They are. But
are there people?
I mean, if you look at China's production, a lot of that is capitalism.
No, it's
because
true.
they're using communist practices to promote capitalism.
I wouldn't even say they're communist.
No.
I'd say they're a mix of things.
Yeah.
But anyway, next question. Oh,
Trump? Hell no. No. Yes. Hell yes.
Hell no. Hell no. Very important. If we have to explain this, then
no.
No.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into why, just no.
When men show extra courtesy toward women, like opening doors, pulling out chairs, etc., this is admirable and desirable. Chivalry's not dead. Unnecessary, but appreciated. Sexist and insulting. Women are perfectly capable.
I think it's unnecessary but appreciated. Like, it's nice to have someone do something for you, not because of your gender, though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I think more women open doors for me than men.
Mm.
Like, you don't have to, but it's nice when people do nice things.
Yeah.
Can we just
I
say
think
that?
I think we'll say that.
Because, like, I'm not gonna... As long as it's not with the intention of, like, oh, I just pulled out your chair, therefore start sucking my dick.
Yeah.
Like, that I would be like, no. But if you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna open the door for you because it's a nice thing to do, then sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
I open doors for people all the time. I don't pull out chairs for anyone because I'm never in that situation. Like, I don't pull out the couch for you to sit down on. That would be weird.
So yeah, I'm saying doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, people doing nice things for you is good. And she'll accept, I think.
Anything. Your significant other is perfectly content with their minimum wage job and has no plans to look for more challenging / better paying work. Is this a problem? Yes, I wouldn't be able to tolerate that. Somewhat, but it's their life. Or no, I don't mind.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because there are a lot of people who are just content to never move up in the world or attempt to get anything better. And you want I think generally, like, I can't speak for anyone else, but I generally want to see somebody that I'm partners with always trying to improve or reach, a better level to better themselves. Not necessarily for, financial purpose, just for happiness and like a comfortable way of life, really.
Ditto.
Ditto.
Well, I mean, because, like, I always want to see people pushing themselves to do better.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can...
And I mean, you're getting your master's and applying for jobs. Like, I just finished 2 movie pitches. I think we're both pretty happy with each other's progress.
Yeah, recently. But if you weren't doing anything, I'd be like, you need to do something.
Yeah.
Like, you need, like... I think we've talked about it before that if one of us got, like, super rich and the other person just, like, didn't want to work, you'd still have to do something with your life. Like,
right.
You can't just not do anything.
Right, like, I wouldn't just leech off of you.
No, like, you have to have your own life.
Right.
I think it just depends on, like, what you're looking for. Like, people are very content. Like, if you're content and your significant other's content with, like, your minimum wage jobs, like, who's to tell you to not do that?
Right. And I don't think Freyja would have a problem with that because...
I think that's all she really does.
Because I think she's a bit of a mooch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she'll accept...
anything?
Well, I don't know. Would she? Because if someone wouldn't be able to tolerate that, they probably wouldn't be able to tolerate her.
Yeah, that's true.
Outside of work and school, how inclined are you to investigate something that interests you? Very inclined, somewhat inclined, or not inclined?
Oh god, every fucking moment of my life. I'm like a fucking, like, Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yeah, I mean, if it interests me, I'm into it. I delve into that shit. And I think, considering that Freyja probably doesn't work or go to school, that's basically all she does.
Yeah, she just looks into things that are fun.
So she's very inclined.
Yeah.
I think she'll probably accept anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this isn't like a huge discussion topic, so I think we can move on.
Anything can be a huge discussion topic if you're interested in it.
Well, it's also a very broad question.
Yeah. My point stands.
Mm.
Do you enjoy intellectual debates on topics like politics, religion, science, or philosophy? I love to argue. That's how that question reads. Sometimes it's not usually, or it's usually boring or annoying, and I'm not smart enough. Aww.
Ah, why the self-deprecating
That's so
one?
sad.
I
feel like we've answered this
Yeah.
before.
I
Not
like.
in the
I don't
arguing.
think. I don't like to argue. I don't really like heated debates and flame wars.
Actually, I love arguing. But, like, not in a, like, yelling sense, just, like, in,
No, like,
in a debate sense.
right.
Like,
and
in
I
an
think there's a
actual
difference.
debate.
Like, I'm not a big fan of, heated arguments over topics or something. Generally, if it gets to that point, I'm like, all right, well, you just do what you want then. I'm not going to change your mind, obviously. I'm not going to compromise with you in any
Let's
way.
define debate here as a conversation between two or more people who listen to each other
Right.
and respond
And
politely.
can give a little leeway to the other
yeah,
one.
and will consider their arguments and make counter arguments.
But yeah, if we're talking about intellectual debates, then yeah. And I like intellectual debates, but I tend to like intellectual discussions more, where it's not necessarily a debate of two sides. It's just kind of like philosophical.
Musings is
Yeah,
the word
yeah,
for that.
musings. And I think she'll probably say sometimes.
But in a, like, weird, esoteric way.
No, like musings.
Yeah.
Like that's probably her thing. I think she's okay with anything.
I'm really sad about that I'm not smart enough option.
Yeah.
I
No, I
guess-
don't think she'll accept that one.
No, that's not nice.
And that's somewhat important to her, I think.
Yeah. I
She
think it's
doesn't
one of
want
her defining characters.
She doesn't want someone to be self-deprecating like that.
That's so sad. Whoever wrote that and thinks that and picks that answer, you are smart enough. Don't you let them tell you otherwise.
And doggone it, people like you. Regardless of your actual age, do you consider yourself to be an adult? Yes, no, or only some of the time?
Well,
Only some of the time. I mean, I do my taxes.
we pay rent.
We pay rent, yeah.
We do that.
We're
stuff.
generally pretty responsible.
Oh no, I'm totes responsible, but when it's just you and me, it's like there are no adults.
All bets are off.
Last night you said we should eat cake for dinner.
No, I said we should eat cake before dinner
Dinner.
because we're adults and we can make those kinds of decisions.
Yeah, and I said no because we're adults. We cannot do that.
But according to who? I mean, we have that freedom.
The Book of Adults.
There's no book.
There is.
There is not.
There will be in a year if you really test me on this one.
Go for it. How to adult. I think Freyja would say only some of the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Free spirit.
I consider myself an adult, but like, I mean, the things I do, there are some people who would consider them childish, but I don't really see it that way. I think I just have a different way of perceiving adulthood.
My take on this is that we've all learned to not be silly, and being silly is in fact a wonderful thing, and if you haven't tried it, you should.
And I don't think that being silly means you're not an adult.
No.
I don't think that's
I
childish or
actually
immature.
think, and there are scholars who would argue that we need to be like kids more often, because kids are more imaginative, they're playful, they can really stretch or bend like reality's rules in ways that are very open-minded.
Right, and like creativity is my lifeblood. So so yeah, I have to be that way. So I don't think I don't really think that that's a measure of adulthood or maturity.
No, it's not.
Cuz I'm perfectly adult and mature when the situation calls for it, but when it doesn't, I can be goofy and silly and weird.
Can be, or
Am.
yeah, that's the
It
word
permeates
I-
my
That's
existence.
the verb I was looking
Yeah,
for.
okay.
Yeah. I'd say an adult is like a person of legal age in your
Yeah,
country.
right.
Like, that's an adult.
But this is regardless of your actual age. But
Well,
yeah,
fuck you then.
I think she'll accept anything.
Fuck your dumb question. Meh.
Is love overrated? Yes, absolutely. Yes, a bit. No, it's fine. Or no, it's underrated.
I think this depends on how jaded you are in life.
Yeah. And also, what is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me no more. Do we now have to both get out?
No, that was No, it's songs for you and reality TV show references for me.
Oh, sure. So only I get a strike against me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly
not
how that
fair.
works. Too bad. I made the rules.
It's not like you make a lot of reality show. You don't even watch reality TV. This is an unfair scale. This is biased.
It works pretty well in my favor.
I think love as in like commercialized and like media formats is grossly overrated because they made an entire industry out of it, like things like Valentine's Day and like we talked about recently, the practice of engagement rings and things like that.
Speaking of engagement rings, every time I walk to my yoga studio, there's always I think, is Pandora the like jewelry company? I think that's what it's
Something
called.
like that, yeah.
And there's a like huge Pandora like across the like a block away. And every time there's just like advertisements being like, get her what she really loves. And I'm like, are we really that shallow? Like, come on, that's such a hit on women.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want diamonds. I want, like, give me some fucking precious gemstones that are, like, found in a cave in, like, this really remote location that are worth, like, way more than diamonds are. I'll take that shit. But, like, also, jewelry is not, like, what I really want in life. Like,
Yeah, if, like, if you get her what she really loves,
get me like a nice job.
Be a cool, stable person who can support them emotionally
and like financially
and be interesting and fun
and enjoy time with,
right?
And not like
or
a bracelet.
Ask her what she really loves and then get that.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
You know what's funny though? So many people have what should I get her, man? Like, and they go to their guy friends and like, guys, what do I get her? They're like, I don't know.
As a guy, I can totally tell you what a woman loves.
Because all women are the same, right?
Totally, yeah. So do you think she'll say yes a bit, or is she like all like free love, man? It's awesome.
I'd say no. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Oh, it's just fine.
What else she
I don't think she
anything?
Cares because she's not in it. As we've said before, she's not in this for like a relationship,
right? Yeah,
leading to a marriage or anything like that.
All right, so let's check out our top 3 here. Okay, so we've got a gay woman who is looking for single women. She's a stage manager, writer. She's really into theater. That's cool. She's
I wish I could read for
it.
hours on end. That'd be great.
Yeah. She likes Riot Girl music. Most recent movie I've seen that I really loved was The Lobster. I really want to check that out. I have not seen that yet. We should watch that.
I don't know what that is.
That is, you saw the trailer for it. It was that thing about where people have to find a partner or else they turn into an animal.
Oh, yeah. I think I showed that to you, actually.
Yeah, we should check that out.
Yeah.
I
think I'd legit just be an animal.
Match. Yeah. I spend a lot of time thinking about the state of the world and why men think it's acceptable for them to tell me what to do. I'm with you there.
Amen.
You enjoy Riot Girl music and slight feminist rage. We've got a 19-year-old bisexual androgynous genderqueer. Has a lot of astrological emojis.
Fine arts student. Good luck with your degree and getting a job out of that. I mean, like, I don't want to be really pessimistic.
You could be a museum curator, I guess.
It's so hard to crack into that.
Yeah.
If you have a degree in that, and like your options are very limited if you want to continue on with education.
Yeah, I mean, as a career artist, don't go into it unless you're super passionate about it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a while. 6 things I could never do without. Number 1 is memes. Really passionate about your Instagram follower account, okay?
Follower count.
Oh, follower count, yes.
Yes, that's a good distinction.
Well, that's a fairly typical 19-year-old thing to do, I think.
Yeah, I feel really disconnected from younger people.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling this one.
No.
We've got a 19-year-old straight woman. A 19-year-old straight woman looking for women.
What?
For dating and friends.
So not straight.
So not, yeah. That's interesting. The last thing I'd ever be into is casual sex.
The last thing, like, there are a lot of things on my list that are, like, would come before casual, or come after casual.
Yeah.
You know, like being, like...
Being shot for fun.
Yeah. I was gonna say being eaten alive by, like, animals or...
This is a vor thing. Don't get into that.
No, that's not how is that a vor thing?
Being eaten?
Alive by animals. Yeah. That's like a torture thing. Or being, like, ripped apart by mechanisms, or being thrown off a clock tower, or being drowned in the ocean in a submarine.
I think our winner's gonna be the Riot Girl this week. She seemed pretty cool.
Yes.
Not sure where you're going with that.
I don't know. I had an idea and it just flew away.
We have 2 more messages. The message is just, "Hi, are you normal?" Oh, honey. Oh, no.
I really want to respond to this, though.
I'm gonna keep that one just because, like, we gotta get into that next time. And hello, great evening. How are you? How was your day? Well, I'm glad we can end on that high note. Thanks to our listeners for following the show. You can find us at faculty.ca, fakvlty.ca. That has links to our shows on archive.org, iTunes, and YouTube, and a bunch of other stuff we've written, and other stuff we've done. You're gonna be laughing about that for a while. You can spread the word about us with hashtag FindFreyja, FINEFREYJA. Please support us by leaving us a review on iTunes. That would really help us out.
Just please ask us at random points, are you normal? Because that's fucking ridiculous.
I think the title of this episode might just be, "Hi, are you normal?"
If I ever get that in real life, that's going to be my response.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Also special thanks to James R. Bayless for his disclaimer at the top of the show. His voice agent, Gemma Crow, is at GEMMA@turnerfilmgroup.com. And this has been Find Freyja. I'm Mark.
And I'm Nutty Natasha.
As always, love someone with your genitals. Hi, are you normal?